Blake, what's this week like? I mean, is this the biggest regular season game you've ever played in?
Definitely. Honestly, I think I saw something online where it's like the highest stakes regular season game in NFL history. But I'm a big believer in not making a game bigger than it needs to be. You still gotta prepare the way you prepare and work the way you work. But this is an important game. This is for the North, for that number one seed, and we talk about it from day one here in this building as protecting the North and owning the division.
You didn't play, but you were out the last time this team saw Detroit. Like, what impact, what difference can you make?
Well, I think just having two healthy linebackers and IP and I can definitely help us in the run game. But it takes all 11 of us out there defensively, and I think at this point in the year, both teams obviously are already very familiar, but everything we do is out there on tape. So it just comes down to play style and being detailed in your scheme.
What do they do on fourth down when they go for it?
I think the Detroit Lions. It's hard to find tendencies with them. Ben Johnson does a really good job at giving you certain looks where you're expecting certain plays, but then giving you something totally different, keep you guessing. But they just play very hard, very physical, and I think that's the sword they live and die on.
Even on fourth and short, they give you different looks. I mean, it looks like they're as good running the ball fourth and one as they are.
Yeah, I mean they run the ball very effectively. I mean, I know Montgomery hasn't been healthy recently, but you got two premier backs. You look to get them the ball.
Be yourself within the system. Make your plays whenever your number is called. Super aggressive. You're going to get the best out of you. So I love every aspect about it. Yeah, thank you.
What's it like to prepare for Detroit, Jonathan? I mean, you have before, but I mean, they got just so many variables.
Yeah, just got to go back to the old tape and see what they did really well and clean up our technique on our end so we can be prepared for it.
How do you feel this defense is? You got here, you played well early, and then it's continued throughout the year, especially in the first halves. What have you seen in the last 6 weeks in terms of understanding? It seems like the scheme has come together, I'm saying, the way you guys communicate.
Yeah, just understanding how teams are going to attack us, knowing that they're going to run pretty much the plays that other teams run against us and that they had success on, and pretty much just got to continue to execute that every week, go over that, whether it's technique or fit type deal. But yeah, I mean, just pretty much just going back over that and understanding that we don't need to switch anything up, just do what we do better.
Last, what are big games like to play for in the NFL? I mean, in your lifetime, you only get, a few really big games, and this is one of them.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the biggest one in my career. But we're not going to make it that. We're just going to make it just understanding that, listen, we control our destiny, just get a dub. It propels us to where we want to be, just like any other game. I just feel like we just continue to keep it level-headed. Still bring that intensity because it's going to be a dogfight. I'm not expecting anything less. But I feel like us doing that is going to be the key to victory.
Try to keep it fun, huh?
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
You guys try to keep it routine? You try to not let what's at stake play into what you do this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to keep things routine. That's what got us here. I mean, if we try to switch things up now, we'll be doing a disservice to ourselves. But I think, that added pressure of just knowing, what's at stake is actually a benefit, for players, because these pressure situations is what this game comes down to. Nobody cares about week one, 2-minute drill. People care about that for the money, for the division. What does that 2-minute drill look like? So as a player, you live for these situations. Me, a competitor, I love being in these situations. I mean, I've been telling people, I've been waiting for this for a while. It's been a while since I played in a game of this magnitude, and I'm excited. I know the team's excited. But at the end of the day, we know what got us here, and that's what we got to stick to.
Does this feel like a playoff game?
Yeah. I mean, I would say last 4 or 5 weeks have been, being especially the road games. Going to Seattle felt like a playoff game. Playing in the road in that environment. Division, all the division games always feel like a playoff game just because of the intensity. So yeah, I mean, I would say they all have been. Once you hit December football, you really don't want to lose. So it's always been that one-and-oh mindset for us.
Detroit's offense, when they get going, I mean, they can score quick.
Yeah.
What do you notice? What do you know about Jared Goff? I mean, he's playing well, but what do you diagnose?
Yeah, when he's on, he's on. I mean, you don't really see him missing too many things. But obviously, there's keys and things to slow him down. I mean, he's had games where he has 5 picks. Teams have been able to, do things. They still won that game, obviously, but teams have been able to, do things to slow down one player, but then you got to worry about another player, and they have a lot of good offensive players on their team. For us, it's more about just playing team ball. Not really trying to focus too much on an individual player, but just more of how can we defeat them as a team. What can we do to stop them as a team? What do they like to do well? What do we like to do well, and how do we, have that show up for us on Sunday?
They have to count for you because you're going to be playing all over the field. All those guys in the Skyport, and this is kind of a matchup made for you. But they got so many people to account for. How do you go about who you want to take away in an offense like that? How does that work?
Yeah, I would say when you get to situations like this, like I was saying here, I think it's more of a focus on us rather than them, because you get lost in all right, we want to take away their best receiver, number 14, and then you got number 9 running behind you on the touchdown, or we got to stop the run. They got 5 and 26, and then next thing you know, they're throwing the Porter over the top, on a sneaky play. So I think it's more of just playing your keys, understanding that they do have a lot of guys, so you have to be even that much more in tune to what's going on and handling your job and not trying to do somebody else's, and then that's how you really slow down teams like that.
And they kind of went down the middle on you guys more, it seemed like, in
Yeah.
the field. I mean, is that a veteran quarterback thing? Is that a what?
Yeah, I think that's just a quarterback who trusts his arm. Not a lot of guys throw down the middle of the field just because a lot of things happen, tips, overthrows, things like that. But, you got a talented quarterback who is very good in this scheme, who, has been in this scheme for a while, so he has built a lot of confidence to be able to, see things and just let it fly.
Biggest regular season game you've ever been a part of?
Definitely. I think it obviously is. Obviously, we don't like this team, and obviously the situation we put ourselves in. Just a game that we're willing to go out there and get the job done. But obviously, this game means a lot. We win this game. A lot of stuff comes with that. But obviously, we already knew this kind of was the game that we kind of knew was coming.
What's it like around here this week? Is it trying to keep it as normal as possible? I mean, what's the vibe like?
I just feel like the energy is just up right now. I feel like everyone's just locked in. Obviously, like I just said, we just know what type of week this is, so I feel like all the confidence levels should be there, all the the energy, like I just said, everything's at a high level right now.
What does that Detroit offense do so well? Like when they get going, it just seems like they can score quick. What do they do so well?
I would just say, obviously they got a good backfield. Obviously got skilled players as well, and then obviously Jared Goff's playing at a high level as well. But the biggest thing is explosive playness. Is the running back getting the ball, quick on the flats, and then making big time plays down the field. Number 9, he's making vertical routes down the field. He's a speed guy, and then St. Brown is another guy you got to just worry about because he's always, he's our guy on third down. He's their main target getter. So they just got a lot of weapons. We just got to go stop him.
What makes them so good on fourth down? Do you just expect that it's probably 4-down territory a lot?
Definitely. I feel like every time we play them, you got to be ready for 4 downs because they're probably going to go for it every single 4th down. Obviously, again, playing against us, they're going to definitely do that. And obviously in the red zone, there's no way you coming off the field. In my mind, you got to play 4 downs to get the stop.
It's been like 10 weeks since you guys saw them last. A lot of things are different. How are you guys better as a defense compared to when that last game was?
I definitely would just say, obviously just, kind of figuring more stuff out on the defensive side, the schemes, the positions that, Coach Flo is putting us in, better things he sees us doing, as a unit. All those type of things kind of comes in the picture. And then obviously this game, we got to go back, watch the last game, see how they're attacking us, and then obviously, go from there.
You know a lot about this team going in, and they're a hard team to know a lot about because you don't know play to play what they're going to do. Tell me about that, the way they function and what they do in the multiplicity.
Yeah, it starts with, they got Jared Goff playing great at the quarterback position, and then they got one of the best skill position groups in the NFL, and obviously you pair that with a great O-line. It definitely caused a lot of problems, and we just got to have a great week of practice and prepare well, and just play our style of ball. What
do you remember about the first game, and what was your takeaway after playing them in game 1?
That they get the ball to their playmakers in space. They, Jamar Gibbs is one of the most talented running backs in this league, in my opinion, and we got to swarm tackle. We got to run to the ball. We got to just do what we've been doing all year and cause havoc, cause turnover, and just trust in our teammates. And when the opportunity comes, we got to make the play.
Aren't you guys kind of built for as best you can be for a team like this because you stand so many guys up and you have athletic linebackers? And, there's a lot of stuff you got to figure out on the fly. It seems like when you play a team like this.
Yeah, they do a lot of things well. Obviously it starts with running the ball, and then they, find guys over the middle. They, St. Brown's elite player, so we gotta come. And you obviously watch the 49ers game; they put up 40 points, so they're a dangerous team, and we just gotta prepare well and practice and just come out ready to play.
When it comes to the fourth downs, I mean, even probably since you came in the league, teams never went for it like this. Like, how has that changed your approach? Just with like preparing for a team that is going to go for fourth down a lot.
Yeah, they'll do it, on their side of the ball, on their side of the 50, and a lot of teams in those situations they'll either run a fake punt if it's 4th and 1 or 2, or they'll just punt the ball out, and it just goes to show the confidence that they play with, and when you got a good old line, you got good skill players, you have a lot of faith and trust in them, and I think they rely on their players to make those plays and come through in those moments. So something that we got to prepare for, and obviously the whole playbook's open. When they know they're going for it on 4th down, they can run it more on 3rd down. They can try have 2 plays to get it basically. So something that we got to prepare for.
You have to make sure you don't celebrate too much with 3rd down stops. I mean,
yeah,
it seems like you got to continue to be locked.
I mean, it's one of those things. If it's 3rd or 4th and 1 or 2, they're more than likely probably going to go for it. So it's just keeping your composure, and obviously you got to celebrate big plays, but you got to be ready to go.
Catch you had to end the Packers game. That's still floating around on social media, man. People are still talking about it. Do you still reflect on just being able to make plays like that and have an impact on this team like that?
Obviously, I'm grateful to be able to do all of that, but it's like, what's next? Do it. I got to do it again. Last week over, we won the game. A pretty good play, off a pretty good play by me, but it'd be nice if I can do it again. So just taking that and trying to build on it. You know what I mean?
This week, is this the biggest regular season game you and most of these guys have probably ever played in?
I mean, yeah, I guess that's fair to say, yeah. But it's just the next game, on the outside maybe, but we're not looking at it like it's the biggest game like ever, because it's not, it's not the biggest game ever. It's just the next one, and we're going to go play it as such, just prepare and play it as such.
What's it like around here? You guys try to keep it normal, routine, and just not necessarily
We are keeping it, not trying to, we are. Why wouldn't we? You know what I mean? Both teams got something at stake. There's no need to put, why would we put pressure on ourselves? You know what I mean? So just approaching the week how we always do and executing how we always do, and we'll be just fine.
What makes Detroit so good? What makes that team so good?
They coach well. They got a lot of grit about them. You know what I mean? They got a lot of grit. They do a lot of things well in all aspects, special teams, defense, offense. So we just got to be on our A game, as is they do. You know what I mean? So both 2 good teams, players, coaches, all around the board. Come down to who make the least amount of mistakes.
Ken, in the post-game press conference on Sunday, Coach O'Connell was asked about you.
Yeah.
Someone said, you've always liked him, and he said, no, I love him.
Yeah.
He changed his look. What has his sort of support and appreciation of you meant to you?
Mean a lot, you know what I mean? Obviously, I say it all the time, just coming from past situations to be able to be in a situation with KO and these guys, this team, all around the board, even people outside of actual football, just the support staff. It's a blessing to be able to be around people who not only care about the game but care about you as a person. You know what I mean? So it's a blessing.
What's it mean to you to run the football? You guys have stayed true to that in December when you guys were throwing the ball really well, but it's almost like Kevin said, no, we're going to make sure that this is a balanced attack. What does that mean to a running back?
It's hard. It's hard to win when you don't run the football. So KO knows that he's the guru. He's the guy who called the plays. We'll have plenty of run plays, effective run plays, and we just got to execute them. You know what I mean? It'll be a good balance as it always is. You know what I mean? Execution.
Obviously, you want to get a lot of yards every time you carry the ball, but just tell me where valuing not turning it over and being a smart football player fits into the importance of your role.
Just me or
Yeah.
a lot. You know what I mean? That's the livelihood of the team, not turning the ball over. So you can't. I ain't gonna say you can't do it, but you definitely don't want to do it. Especially not in a game like this. We're gonna prepare to not do it. We're gonna prepare the right way. We're gonna come out, put our best foot forward. Hopefully, not turn the ball over. Get some turnover.
Biggest regular season game you've maybe ever ever been a part of?
Oh yeah, come on, man. I don't know what it's like to win a division. I don't know what it's like to even touch the playoffs. So super grateful to be a part of the Minnesota Vikings and have a shot to go play in Detroit for the #1 seed, home field advantage, the NFC North, and all the fun things. So a lot of hard work has went into it, but really grateful to be a part of it. And yeah, it'll be my first, I feel like, game of relevance this time of year.
1 seed or 5 seed?
Yeah.
Do you guys even need to know what the stakes are in this game?
Well,
I mean,
you're aware of the stakes to some extent, but truth be told, man, what's got us to where we're at this year, when no one believed in us, is taking every day 1-0. And you look at training camp, and let's tack training camp. But before that, you're thinking OTAs, right? And it's not training camp as a whole; it's training camp 1 and 2 and 3, and then it's preseason 1, 2, and 3, and then it's week 1, at the Giants, and that's got us to where we're at. So you can't start mixing things up now. You can't start worrying about things now and analytics and where we're going, or if we're going somewhere, or are we home, or are we away, and who we playing. I mean, let's just do it. Let's do what's got us 14-2. That's done pretty well for us. So I feel like that's kind of the mindset I'm trying to have.
I know we've asked you about Sam Darnold and everyone how well he's played, but
Yeah.
KOC mentioned he shows you guys clips of what Darnold does in the game, good
he
and
does.
bad, but good.
Yeah.
Does it still amaze you what he's pulling off this season as the starting quarterback of this team?
It does amaze me, man. I think that I love an underdog story. I feel like that's kind of my story. So I have so much appreciation for that, and for what Sam's been able to do this year amongst a lot of odds just makes me so proud of him, and it amazes me every day, man. I love the way he attacks his craft. Love the way he attacks his work. I love the way he attacked it back in training camp and for week 1 whenever no one did believe in this football team. I love the way he attacked it when we went 0-2 in 5 days back there in, I think, October it was. Lots of respect out of that guy. Love the clips that KOC shows. It's not just him. It's everyone in our building that has a lot of respect for Sam.
What's different playing Detroit this time compared to like 10 weeks ago? I mean, a lot can change.
Well, I gotta get some burn this game, so I'm excited about that. Last time we were playing, I didn't get to get out there on the football field, but truth be told, I think both teams have evolved as the seasons went on, and at the end of the day, we're both 2 good football teams, and we got a lot of respect for the Detroit Lions and what they're all about, and the type of football players and the type of team they are. But we've grown as a team as well, and we're really proud of the team we are. We know what we bring to the table as well. So here's the deal: the cool part is we both get to be 14-2. We get to play a really important game at this point in the season for the NFC North, and that's what football's all about. That's what you do it for, is you do it so that you can go out there and play football for a bigger purpose and for high stakes like this.
Do you guys try to keep this week as normal, as routine as possible?
Yeah, we will.
Mean, okay,
I know it sounds crazy, but we will, man. We're going to keep it just like we've been doing. And it's not like, you do it a certain way and then you get a big game and you tone it up. Because truth be told, we've treated every game like a big game. Every game's been a big game for us throughout this whole season. And there hasn't been one game of higher importance. And yeah, we know the stakes this week. We know what's at stake. But this is another game on the list that we got to go 1-0 with. And it's a good football team, don't get me wrong. But I think we got to treat it more about us and less about them.